right. Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Big waves out there. Always excited to see each and every one of you and to be able to have some time to, spend a little time with you. And it's always hard when we don't get to. And yesterday's flight kind of caught me by surprise. So sorry for the late night. If you're on Telegram, I felt a little guilty. I sent a very late message, but it was either going to be like 11 o'clock at night or 5 in the morning. And I thought 11 o'clock at night was less obnoxious, maybe. And maybe you had your phones on do not disturb. So we're gonna hope that. But excited for today. I wanted to kick this off with a little bit of love. Some extra love going out to the McAllister family. They had a loss of Lance's mama. He put it out there. So I'm assuming that it's okay that I can say that. But we just want to send you a little bit of extra love and prayers for your whole family right now, because obviously that is devastating all around. So starting with some love, and then we're going to move into a word of the year. And so the word that I have is flourish. Flourish, I think is how you say it. And this is Eva Marie's word of the year. And powerful word. And actually it kind of a bunch of you sent in very similar words. So we'll do all of them, but hopefully this is a good lesson for a lot of people. But the definition is to grow or develop in a healthy or vigorous way, especially as a result of particularly favorable environment. And so the quote that I found there was, flourishing goes beyond happiness or satisfaction with life. True, people who flourish are happy, but that's not the half of it. Beyond feeling good, they're also doing good, adding value to the world. And that was Barbara Fredrickson. And so I love that it's more than just one aspect. Because sometimes when we think flourish, like we think, oh, financial success, right? Or we might think self-development and personal growth. Or you might think, I'm in the middle of this Bible study. I'm doing the 1 year in the Word Bible study. I don't even actually know what it's called, but it's really incredible. Highly recommend it. I'll send it to you if you're interested. But right now we're still kind of going through all those genealogies where it's like this person had 12 sons and that one had 8 sons. And so we might think that's flourishing when you're filling the land with all of these babies. Maybe it's that we're learning new skills, or we're growing in our business, or we've got lots of friends. But it turns out it's kind of all of these things, right? Flourishing is this multi-dimensional, made up of all these different parts. And we hear Todd Rowland talk about this a lot, where he kind of talks about the different pillars in our life, like our spiritual pillar and our financial pillar and our relationship pillar. And it's really hard to get all of those things flowing really nicely together and finding that balance. But to truly flourish, we have to have physical health, right? We've got to be physically able to do the things that we want to be to do. We have to have financial health. I've been all over the place in that spectrum, right? I've been in a place where, you struggle to buy groceries, and then been in a place where you're able to say yes a little bit more. And I'll tell you, it's really hard to feel healthy and mentally healthy and all those other things when you're literally praying for groceries. So we need that too. We need relational help. I can't speak today. I have marbles in my mouth, but just love me through it. But we have to have people in our life that we're connected to and we're close to, that we can trust and they can trust us, and that love and that connection. And then that spiritual health, where we're connected to our higher power and we have that relationship there as well. All of that is what allows us to truly flourish. So what I looked into is, okay, how do we get this, right? So you picture that garden. Like when I hear this word, I kind of picture that garden before it's overrun. So maybe this is, Anne's garden, because they're always beautiful, where, it's organized and lovely, but there's just fruit on every vine and you've got all of the different things. How do we do that? Well, first of all, I've got to make a decision. I've got to realize that if I want to flourish, that actually falls on my shoulders. I have some responsibility in that. So I can't just assume that somebody else is going to make me happy. Somebody else is going to make my business grow. Somebody else is going to drag me to church on Sunday. Like, I have to make that decision for myself that all of these things are important to me, and I'm going to choose it. I'm going to choose it every day. So when I'm making those best yes decisions, they're decisions that are moving me in that direction rather than away from it. So with that, step 2 is I got to figure out what's important to me. And it might be different than what's important to Mark. And it might be different than what's important to Cynthia. It's what's important to me. So maybe to me is that every single day I have 15 minutes with just me and a book. Oh, that really does sound glorious, right? So maybe that's truly important to me to flourish, but you think that that is an absolute waste of time. That's okay. Our flourishing might look a little bit different. So I've got to set goals for me, and then I've got to make plans to go make them happen. Because if I don't design my life appropriately for what's important to me, I'm going to go live what's important for Brenda. And that might make her really happy, but it might not really fill me and make me have, that joy and all of that I want. Next, I've got to focus on thinking optimistically. And I don't know, for me on this one, I feel like I'm either one extreme or the other. So I'm either an absolute Pollyanna where everything is through rose-colored glasses, everything's wonderful, even when it's not. Like, I just live in almost the borderline delusional, like everything is just wonderful, or everything's awful. Like, nothing's going to be good again. Oh, I just can't. I can't. Woe is me. And so finding maybe a place where you can think a little bit more optimistically, going with Henry Ford, as he said, if you think you can or you can't, you're right. So remember that I can, and have that optimism that I can do a little bit more. I can create a little bit more. I can be a little bit more. I can read a few more books, whatever it may be, so that I can go get the things that I want. Step 4 is don't do it alone. Find that group, find that community. When we help somebody else feel good, it makes us feel good. I say this all the time, so I hate to repeat myself, but I'm gonna. Like, I say, so if you're part of our company and you do what I do, or maybe you're in another company that's in our industry, we are literally paid for helping people. And I say this is the most selfish industry in the entire world, because doesn't it feel incredible to make somebody else feel incredible? To help somebody else feed their family, to help all those, like when I'm helping somebody else, it's helping me times 10. So, I think there was a Friends episode about that, you can't do anything truly altruistically, because everything, you give to somebody else and you feel so great. So you're winning. But if we truly want to flourish, we got to bring people with us. So go find other people and make them feel good, because that's going to help us feel even better. Step 5 is to go get organized and make those plans. So flourishing requires good management. And sometimes it feels like maybe we're juggling a few more plates than we anticipated, or, we're running in a couple more directions than we thought. So we have to plan to be more effective, to have those coping strategies, to have those problem solving skills, so that at least in part we can minimize some of the hiccups, some of the worry, some of the distress of, the different things that can go on in our life. And then, well, I don't know how we're doing on time, but we're going to say lastly, because it's hard to fill this up by myself. We're going to say lastly, if we truly want to flourish, we've got to live a healthy life. And how do we do that? We've got to make those small decisions in the right direction. And, sometimes we think, oh, that little thing isn't going to make that big of a difference. I would show you inside my coffee cup right now, because I can show you the little thing that I made, the decision I made right now, that I used real creamer. And right, we're supposed to be dairy free on this 28-day challenge, and I'm, day whatever, and I haven't quite done it, whatever. But those little tiny decisions, because I'm like, well, I only use creamer when I'm not home. When I'm home, I do coconut milk, right? Well, when I look at the past month, I've been home 2 days. So those little decisions, they sure add up. So the little decision not to go for a walk today, the little decision not to call your best friend, because you're busy and you're not sure you have that time. That little decision not to carve out those 15 minutes for the book, the little decision not to take care of your body and your mental health and whatever it may be, that can pull us out of that state of flourishing. So go work to make that little decision where you're like, I'm going to make one choice this moment that's going to move me in the right direction so I feel good in this body so that I can go feel good in all other aspects in my life. So that's what I had this morning. I don't know if we had any birthdays, but if we did, I would love to celebrate you. So, let us know. But thank you guys for tuning in. I see cakes in the chat. Is that because I said birthday, or does somebody have a birthday? I don't know, but there was literally cakes all over my screen. I don't know what that was. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for tuning in. Love you so much. I'm going to see if I think we can unmute. Okay, perfect. So I was going to ask y'all to unmute, but it looks like we got it. But I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful Thursday, and we'll see you back tomorrow morning. Thanks for joining us.